Hi gang, it's Maria Mountain here at revolutionconditioning.com and hockeystrong.com. I had a great question come through on one of my websites from a hockey goalie, 16 years old, competitive hockey goalie, asking about some mobility exercises for his hips in particular, and he said that he stretches diligently but doesn't really find he's making progress, so wondered if he was missing something. And he sent me a list of the stretches that he was currently doing, and it was quite a comprehensive list, and I think it covered a lot of the basics. So my task in doing this video response is to maybe give Paul and some of the other folks out there a few ideas of other things you can look at and think at. One of the things I notice when I work with goalies is that a lot of them stretch their groins when they're sitting down. So they'll do like a typical, seated groin stretch here. But really, when we're playing, you're going to be in a standing position. So I like to stretch the groin standing. So if we start sort of a double hip width stance or triple hip width stance, and then we'll bring it down slowly, a little bit lower and lower. And I would hold for about 30 seconds. And if the stretch sensation, so I want to go to like a medium stretch sensation, and if that goes away, I'll move a little further out. So I'll do some standing with my chest up. And then I would do another set coming forward here now with the pressure and the gravity there. And I would walk my hands around to get my groins on different angles. And even when I'm in the standing position, I would come over just to get the different angles. Do a little rotation to get the obliques involved. Because if you've read any of my articles or you know me at all, you know that I believe that muscles work in systems. So I almost don't want you just stretching a single muscle. I want you to stretch the entire system. Same goes for coming over to the side. I think it's nice to do it in a weight-bearing position. Watch that you're not turning your foot up like that all the time, because then it goes into hamstring and away from the groin. So those are two ideas for the groins. We turn our attention now more to the hips. There are a couple of stretches that I really like for the hips. One is, both I guess are active stretches. That is to say, we're using one group of muscles to stretch the opposing group of muscles. And from a body perspective, when we're activating one muscle, the other muscle should reflexively relax a little bit so that we can use, for example, from lifting with my biceps, to bend my elbow, my triceps should be relaxed and not be tight trying to straighten my elbow. It's counterproductive. So the first one, you'll lie on your stomach and you'll keep your knees touching, your feet touching, and then you'll just bend your knees to 90 degrees. Then you'll pull your feet apart, trying to keep your knees touching. And I'll hold for 5 seconds, and then I'll come back up. Try to keep those knees at 90. And don't pull your knees apart as you bring your feet apart, so don't let your knees fall apart like that. Another way you can do is stretch similar muscles, and this is stretching your hip external rotators, which actually lets you get more internal rotation, which you need especially if you're playing the butterfly style, which most goalies are playing now. The other one is to take your seated position with your feet just wider than hip width. And I'm going to lie my shin down here so that it's just behind my heel. Now what I'll try to do is gently try to sit this glute down to the floor. I can't do it because I don't have that flexibility. But what I feel is a stretch deep inside my hip as I do that. And again, I want to just do a medium stretch. I don't want to force it, because if I try to force it, my muscles are smart enough to protect themselves, and the way they do that is by tightening up and fighting against me. So I'll go this way, and then I'll go this way trying to sit this butt down. The final thing I think we need to work on is some of the connective tissue. So surrounding all your muscle fibers and bundles is a connective tissue called fascia. And it's different than muscle tissue. It has different properties, but it lies right over, just like a sausage skin, it lies right over the muscle. And it can kind of adhere down to the underlying muscle, so that no matter how much you stretch, you find you're not getting improvement. And this may be the case that the fascia is kind of adhered. So until we get in there and do some soft tissue work so that the two can glide past one another, you might get that feeling like, I'm stretching a lot, I'm doing what I should be doing, and it's not working. I'll show you a few areas that will roll on the foam roll. You can order these online, they're getting pretty common. One is the iliotibial band. So I can put this foot here to take a little bit of the pressure off. And then I'll just roll from just below my hip to just above my knee and spend time getting around the back where the iliotibial band is adjacent to the hamstrings, sort of that interface. Come right through to the front as well. A great strength coach and a great strength coach to hockey players, Mike Boyle, is of the opinion that rolling right on that iliotibial band might not get as much bang for your buck as rolling on the borders at the back and the front, simply because in the mid-substance it's just so thick. I mean, I roll all the areas, but I think he's bang on to get some extra attention to those borders at the front and back. Other area you can roll is your adductors or your groins. So again, getting right out above the knee, but also getting right in close to the pelvis. And the final area I'm going to show you in this quick video is the lats. Again, thinking of the systems, the lats come right down into that opposite glute, hamstring, all the way to the bottom of your foot. So we're going to roll, I think of getting sort of the back border of my armpit. Just like that. So there are lots of areas you can foam roll. I've just given you 3 that I think might help. And you'd spend about 5 to 10 minutes in total working on the foam roll to assist with your stretching. I hope that these tips help, and thanks for the great question.